All right, here we go. This is coverage of the September 11th World War II tournament games. I'm joined by the legendary Kryptos. How are you doing?
Legendary. I'm doing just fine, bud. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm ready to finally cover some of these World War II games. You know, the reason why I started this entire YouTube channel was specifically to cover things like Zookfest, the Calvin and Hobbes tournament, etc. And then the next thing I know, I'm recording all of these freaking reg games, these Paris draft tournaments, these casuals only tournaments, and it just feels so good to get back to basics, to get back into the
Yeah,
World War II. You know, everything feels right with the world when football season starts, when you got World War II games going, the weather starts
yeah,
cooling down
buddy.
a bit. It's just the best. So I'm all happy right
Yeah,
now. But so
I agree. We were overdue for some World War II games. That's for sure.
yeah, exactly. So to anybody who doesn't know, this was sort of a flimsy excuse to just get some games in. The tournament structure was extremely weak. It was a draft tournament centered around rivalries. The first rivalry was a classic, France versus England, Team Father Xmas versus Team Empy. Each of these players submitted to me a list of 40 or so players, which we'll get to right now. This is the list, and basically, depending on who showed up, the teams would sort of be determined by this list. Again, right after right after the Myth World Cup, attendance and the amount of game volumes really sort of falls off a cliff. So it's hard to determine who's going to show up. So I felt like this was the best way to try and get some even teams. But it really depends on people showing up. So
Yeah,
let's just quickly go, through the maybe the top 10 of each team, or top 20, something like that. So the way, yeah. So as far as Team Xmas and Team Empys are concerned, what do you think of these picks?
well, like you said, it depends on really who shows up. I mean, we got Spies, like half. He could be a little flaky, but he's still around. Like Raper, he disappeared, unfortunately. Karma, haven't seen him on a while. Gorilla, a little flaky. Eastwind, like I think he just disappeared after the World Cup. Xenophone or whatever, I don't know how you pronounce his name, but he's still around, so he's gonna be up there. Man, Steve, I was surprised to see that name even on there, because I don't remember the last time he's played, but and we got classic scratch. Gosh, Kuniak Hobbs. I mean, these are all decent players. If I had to rank them, obviously Karma, Spy, Raper, Gorilla, Val Kilmer, or Mecca. Those would be up there in the top. Hobbs, he, I don't know. The last time we played with him in one of your tournaments, he seemed a little. I don't know if it was just rust or what, but kind of lost his edge. I feel, but yeah. I mean, let's see. Leo, he's kind of active. Uh, But yeah, they're pretty balanced. It really depends on who shows up, like you said. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm definitely not trying to blow smoke just because you're here, but one of the things that I noticed right off the bat is you are not really in the picture right now in terms of Team Empy. In fact, you were number 17 on Empy's list.
We
Behind
have a
players.
history.
Yeah. So I mean, I just feel like Empy might have undervalued you a bit. But
Maybe it was strategic. Maybe, you know, try to poke my ego. I don't really have much anymore, but try to get me to play or something. Who knows? MP is a character. So
Yeah, and that I think just a classic rivalry, England versus France was a great way to start this off. I think Xmas and Empy are really good, a pretty good match for each other, and so yeah, I mean, but in terms of who who do you think had a better draft? Who would you choose?
just looking at it in a second, I'd say Xmas. Yeah, Zen. I'm just gonna call him Zen. Okay. Um, all right. I mean, I'm on there, so I mean, come on. A spy. I mean, overdose, of course. Yeah. So I mean, that right there. There's actually just the three of us, like you, me, and Zen. And then if you add spy to it, that's really hard to beat, honestly. Like we just have this like synergy. And compared to the other draft, I mean, if these guys show up, um, I mean, it would be you, Zen, like Gorilla, uh, Spy. It's kind of the same characters. Keep coming back to who shows up. I wish some of these guys would get on more. Uh, but I'm glad that Xmas and Empy kind of stepped up to do this. Have make some fun for everybody. And I think they're both pretty skill wise, close close to equal. They have their moments. I say Empy might win a little bit more, but Xmas he has a little strategy of his own. Usually, he comes in a little bit late in the later in the game and makes a move. But yeah, I have to go with Team Xmas. I'm gonna be biased there. So
Okay, yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with you too. Now, one thing I might not have said was that I told Father Xmas and Empy to assume that everybody was going to show up. So, I really wanted to remove the component of trying to guess who was going to be there, who wasn't going to be there. And so this really is more or less not just a draft ranking, but it's just it should be a top to bottom of what that player thinks of the overall skill level of the player. And so with that in mind, again, with you dropping down to 17, I really don't know what Empy was thinking. It perhaps is a biased decision. But another thing I noticed is in both situations, Xenophone, as your disciple, your creeping death disciple, was actually chosen ahead of you. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I don't know. I've just been playing this game so long that like I kind of feel like I've been there, done that, which is a double-edged sword because there's some people that are still hungry. Honestly, when I play, it's like riding a bike, right? And I mean, there were times maybe I was better than I was playing now, but Zen is a good player. He has good technical skills. I think strategy wise, I think I'd always have an edge on him. Sorry, buddy. It's just that the experience, perhaps.
Yeah,
Uh,
but you don't feel any need to sort of put him in his place, so to speak, or sort of
I mean, if I
remind
wanted,
Xmas and Empy why you should be chosen ahead of him.
well, I mean, yeah, I can always put someone on the list and take care of them that way. But no, I Zen, he's a solid player, like you are. He kind of just you don't have to think like if you're on the same person with the same team with this person, you don't have to really even worry about like trying to protect. Well, I can't say that. I protect my teammates and teamwork, but everybody can hold their own. Like you can hold your own. Zen can hold his own. You can't say that about some players. I'm not going to name names yet. Maybe later, but um, no, I don't take offense. Like, I don't really take offense of anything in this game after what 25 years.
Yeah, I mean it's been a while, so but yeah, I mean there's a lot of great names on this list, and once you get to once you get to the sort of upper echelons of like who's better, Raper or Karma or whatever, it all gets a bit redundant because the reality is they're more or less interchangeable because they're just so good. So yeah, I mean it.
Each has their own, their own style. I would say any the my opinion, the man, this is difficult. Val Kilmer or Mecca, he's gonna be my top. You know, I would bet money on him over anybody else. Okay, um, I mean, and that kind of says a lot because good players, solid players, of course, Gorilla, but in Mecca, he plays. He's got the instinct. He knows how to manipulate the enemy and just technically wear him down, kill him. Um, and Karma has some of that, but Karma usually uses more than one unit. Uh, gives him a little bit of an edge in some cases. Uh, Raper, he's up there. Like, he is solid. I have to say he's probably one of the best forward players. Like, if he were a little bit more active, and and then gosh, Spy is good too. But I mean, I could rank them in order, but then I might make some enemies. Not like anybody, not like people gang up on me already or anything, but
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes rivalries translate into games, and anything to get more games, I approve of. So maybe in the future, you need to start picking some fights with people for the sake of getting more volume of games going.
well, the thing is, a lot of these guys, they know they know where I've been and where I'm at, and it's like my I feel like I don't have to say anything. Like, people know I'm a good player, so I mean, if I put effort into it, I could take out anybody on that list.
Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see how well you do in
Yeah,
in these
right.
games. Do you have anything else that you want to say about this draft? I mean, we've we've been talking about it for like 10 minutes now.
Oh man, yeah. There's so many players here. Oh man. Okay.
But yes,
Jeez.
I
Who
mean,
actually?
yeah, I don't really have much else to say, but I will point out that Captain was picked last. Who, I would actually throw Captain probably in the top 10 somewhere, but
Yeah.
Empy really just throwing on these biases and perhaps to his own self destruction.
it might. Well, a lot of this ranking, and this is the way it's always been for 20 plus years, is perception. And if you're more active, that gives you a little bit more of a higher position on the list. Period. Uh, for that's the way it's always been. But let's just say, like, if everybody were active on the same, like, activity level, these numbers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they'd be very different. I would say.
Yeah. Well, with that, let's just close out of this. Are you ready to get into these games?
Yeah, sure. Let's see where I
Okay.
screw up.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Let me just stop this really quick and say that so Father Xmas's because based off the people who attended, I think I was Father Xmas's first pick. We played they played a one-on-one best of three games. I believe Empy won both of them, so he got the first overall pick, which was Zeno. Father Xmas chose me, then Empy chose you, then Xmas chose Gerald, and then Empy. Both Meerkat and Brady were not on the list, so because
Yeah,
Meerkat is from England, he was sort of by default put on Team England, and then Brady was, of course, the last one, I think, and he was on our put on our team. So yeah,
yeah. Actually, this like as far as I know, I don't recall playing with Meerkat, so um, I'm not very familiar with him. I've heard him on voice and stuff. He seems like a nice guy. Um, his technical skills and whatnot is kind of to be determined. I don't
yeah.
think he has a lot
Well,
of experience. If that's
he
right.
he was absolutely new to multiplayer a few weeks ago. You know, during my casuals only tournament, and he played World War II for the first time last weekend. So this is really a steep learning curve. Let me F7 and up arrow this. Okay, so and caps lock. So yeah, we see right off the bat, you know, we're just one start away or two starts away from each other. You're gonna be scouting out the red team, but now you guys are backing up. One thing to notice is that Father
Oh,
Xmas, he gave me 2 units, and I did not realize that Brady didn't have a unit, and so
oh yeah, this is my worst game right here. Let's just get it over with. It's good.
well, the first one's always the worst one. Yeah, again,
5 minutes
Brady saying,
remaining.
you know, why am I on a team with no unit? Father Xmas, for some reason, gave me 2 units, so I dumped one to Brady. You know, you're dancing around. You're getting rushed by Gerald. We'll
Yeah,
see some very interesting aggression from Gerald throughout the day. But yeah, you're gonna get shot.
yeah,
Yeah, what did you
yeah.
want?
I think you know my style. I, I prefer to hold the ground, like if you can, especially backup helps. Sometimes the numbers you just can't overcome. 3 versus 1 or
I
whatever.
mean, you have the captain and one of your better players hiding behind the heels, whereas you and Meerkat were out
Yeah,
there holding the high ground. Nice grenade there to kill Gerald.
yeah. When I saw that, I was like, oh, maybe there's a chance here. And then about 10 seconds from now, we'll see. No.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that Empy, as captain of the team, was sort of in back of everybody. Do you think that's indicative of him as a player, or him as a leader at
Well,
least?
Eliminated.
every, well, everybody's got their individual playing style, and I don't. A lot of it is awareness. I don't know why they ran away to the plains because honestly, all that's going to do is let them lob RPGs from the hill. Like, let's just like they're there. We can shoot them now. Let's fight. That's my attitude anyway. But um, I I think in terms of like being a team captain, and this can go. You don't have to be a team captain, but any player can kind of show leadership in the sense of like holding your ground, like fight, bring the fight to them. You know, when you start running away, it's even a subconscious thing. In my opinion, your teammates see that, and it's like a sign of weakness. Okay, and it just emboldens the other team. So, I think it's a mistake to run away the vast majority of the time.
Yeah, and I think we did see it was Father Xmas who was the one lobbing RPGs from this pile here. Just lobbing them planes, while Brady and myself we were coming up this channel here and fighting Xeno and Empy in the plains. So yeah, I mean, once Meerkat and you, who were the sort of aggressive players, died, then it was really just kind of picking off the remaining 2 units, and Empy perhaps didn't embrace the leadership role
Game
as he
over.
should have. He maybe could have communicated a little better. He is communicating the fact that you all died, though. So, but he could have been a little more proactive, I think. But to be fair, I think at this point we were all jumping on voice chat. So a lot of the communication will not be shown in the game simply because we were on voice.
Yeah, it was a kind of a, I don't know, kind of a one of those, to me anyway. It was like, all right, let's get it out of the way. That's what we're with. Like, I felt like we were unorganized, obviously, as a team right there, and hopefully these next games we kind of work a little bit more together.
Yeah, great. So another thing I'm going to mention is that this is a loser picks. So this is Empy's choice, last man on the hill on combat. Here we go. Yeah, so where
All right, so you're on there.
are
On
you
that.
guys? I don't even see you. Oh, there you go. Okay, so
Yeah.
you guys are at about 2 o'clock. We're at 9 o'clock. So yeah, I'll go from your guys' perspective. Yeah, we'll see if you guys can bounce back. We see somebody's leaving the group here. Father Xmas. That's not exactly great tactics. I don't know what he's getting.
It's
Getting an RPG, even
little.
though there was one at the start.
It's a little far. Yeah, a little far to go for an RPG, but I think he ends up being on the flank, and that might have been intentional. Um, he is kind of one of the players that does like to flank. Uh, so we'll see what he ends up ultimately doing here.
Well, this is what I would call karma-ing, where he just kind of goes off by himself and then runs into about 3 people and somehow kills them all. Because that's the karma special right there. But I don't know if Father Xmas is going to be doing that.
I remember seeing him, and I think I take a shot at him. Like, all right, about now, yeah, just to let him know, you know.
Unfortunately, Meerkat, I think Father Xmas is realizing that Meerkat is the least experienced player, so he could be unfairly targeted. That's the game.
Oh, I don't know what was going on. No, I think we were all in the same voice, so I don't think there was
Meerkat is
like,
going to go down.
yeah, combat this mesh, positioning and the terrain is like everything.
Again,
And
we see Father Xmas just running in circles. I don't know
yeah,
what he's doing. Completely detached himself from the area of engagement. Meanwhile,
yeah,
Brady is dancing for his life. Gerald and Overdose are fighting from the hill.
yeah. Everyone seems in decent positions here. Besides Father Xmas, he's catching up. He's getting into it now. He's got a red teammate that he might, have to kind of protect somewhat.
Yeah. Who was that? Brady's going to go down. Father Xmas running towards the grenade. That was not a good decision. Kryptos, Xenophone has not taken any damage this entire game. Overdose is going to die. And it's all up to Gerald. And he's going to go down too. So,
Yeah, that momentum there. You guys, fought Father Xmas team. You guys had the momentum for a little bit, for a brief period of time. When
we had
Meerkat.
the momentum until, Meerkat died, and then Father Xmas went to get an RPG, which, if he reloaded an RPG for zooking purposes, then I could understand that. But he picked up the RPG, then he lobbed it, and then he just started throwing grenades, which is not optimal in my opinion.
I was so happy when he lobbed it at me though, but because then there goes the threat of him zooking, and ultimately he could have just bum rushed and suicided on one of us. So I have to give Father Xmas well, what's a nice way to say you screwed up? Like,
He Frenched it up. I don't know. But yeah, you got all the kills, 11 damage, one, great job from you. Was that? Yeah, that must have been your grenade to get it to stick on the top of the hill, and to get Father Xmas to run towards the grenade. That's just a master class in how to kill people. So that's good stuff right there.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that really, yeah, all defensive, trying to keep people back, and he happened to keep moving forward. So, that worked out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's nice when your enemies help you by walking over grenades. But yeah, so this is again, loser chooses. So Father Xmas, perhaps remembering game one, he immediately went back to Recon. Now, if anybody knows anything
yeah,
about Father Xmas, they'll know that he really loves Axis versus Allies, and he really specifically loves the HD heavy demo unit. So it's a bit of a surprise that he didn't choose an AvA map, but maybe the game one win was so convincing that he really just wanted to choose this one again because he thought it would put him in the best position to win.
when he picked that, that was my first thought immediately. Is, you know, why else would he pick the same exact thing? But I
Yeah,
think that was a mistake, because I think that first game was kind of, I don't want to call it a fluke. We were just totally unorganized. But our
yeah,
father, not Empy's team, we were all just a mess over there. But
yeah. And one thing to also point out is that Brady, he's actually a really good AvA player. So, this team is all. I mean, AvA is not really my favorite. And Gerald, I don't know if he has a specialty in World War II, but I think Brady, he's best at AvA. Father Xmas, he loves AvA as well. And I don't think any of you guys are particularly fond of AvA as much as Brady and Xmas. So I don't know why you
yeah,
chose.
I think you're right. Uh, yeah, in my opinion, AVA just, it kind of balances out the skill level, if you will, a little bit, um, as compared to everybody having soldiers. There's more variables and more opportunities for things to go one way or the other real quick. So, to
Yeah, what's your opinion on AvA 4 versus AvA 5?
be honest, I don't even know what the difference is. I just picked the AVA 4.
Okay.
What is the difference?
Well, the main difference is that AvA 5 is the one with like the random weapons falling from the sky. Um,
Oh,
there's
no,
uh, there's these weird like missile launchers that and like
I don't like this stuff.
okay, yeah,
That's
AvA
my
4
opinion.
final. That's the one that you're gonna want then. But yeah, so this I call Camper's Hill. We have Empy on Camper's Hill right now. Meanwhile, Team Xmas is going plains. Brady sort of a little bit slow there, but I see three. Oh, Meerkat is a little bit
Oh,
detached.
your cat's being he's he's being bold. I like it. Yeah, once his skill level gets up there, that attitude's gonna, you know, it can come in handy.
Exactly. I want to see the aggression. I mean, he sounds. I just think that he sounds really pleasant on voice chat. And so if he sounds really pleasant on voice chat, but he's just a complete maniac, a complete, over the top aggressive player, that would just be really, really neat in my mind. I think it'd be kind of funny.
No, I think there's potential
Oh, someone
for
just got
sure.
shot. Father Xmas just got zooped in the face by you. I think that might be the first
Yeah, I was
zook
doing
in the
my best to
face.
try to. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to help Meerkat. Try to save him. He was getting the pressure from all of them for a while. So,
I think it was Gerald. Gerald was going after Meerkat. We see Overdose and Brady are the last two guys. They're getting triangulated a
that's
bit.
all. Yeah,
Have
the positioning.
Kryptos, Xeno, and Empy all shooting.
Yeah, this is a tough position for Father Xmas team. I would definitely doable for sure. We'll see what happens here. Someone's being aggressive.
This is Brady. This is me. Yeah, Brady's
Uh,
going after
Brady's,
you.
Brady's trying to.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
lobbed it.
I knew both of you had your RPGs left. He was trying to. I thought he was trying to line up his RPG on me. But then he lobbed it for some reason. But maybe he felt he had a better chance that way.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I was walking around on this mound here because I wanted Empy to get into this area because I could have zooked him from here.
Yeah,
But then Brady engaged you, and I was like, okay, well, I need to peel back and help out Brady. But
right.
then Brady
Yeah, he
died, and,
kind of.
and then Empy came up the hill, so I couldn't really do anything after that.
Yeah, that's the difficult thing about team games. Like you got a teammate and they are engaged in somebody, and it's like you got, like you said, you had that uh, strategy in mind, but in the bigger picture, you don't want to lose your teammate, and so you got kind of pulled away basically from possibly killing one of the units right there. So it's unfortunate that he kind of went ahead and did that. I wouldn't have rushed me.
I mean,
I think he.
rushing you in general is a pretty bad idea. So I wouldn't recommend anybody out there, trying to one-on-one Kryptos because he's not exactly going to die easily. So just bear that in mind. Again,
I think he. I don't know. Do you check and see who you're fighting? Like, if you're in a firefight with someone, do you check and see who they are?
I don't click on the unit, but I look at the arm patch or whatever you want to call it, and I just look at I just match the color to the player, but
Oh
I
yeah,
don't click
right.
on it. Yeah. So that's
A
why
lot of
sometimes
times.
it throws me off when, for example, Brady and Empy are really close together in color. Like if they were on, or actually, Father Xmas and Brady, they're kind of close. It would throw me off if I had to. Then I might click on the unit, but yeah.
Right.
Okay, so this
A
is.
lot of times. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just going to introduce the next game. Did you have something to say about game three?
No, I was just gonna say a lot of times you don't even have to look at the colors. Like you could tell if you've been playing with people for a while who you're fighting before. You don't have to look at the name or the color. But yeah, some players can on the same skill level might be difficult to tell. But let's hit it.
All right. Yeah, I mean there are certain, especially some of the scarier players like Raper, who have a distinct style. There's no mistaking. You could just sort of hear them. All those control click shots. I mean, you could just tell by hearing Raper who's playing that game. So I mean, that's kind of how
Yeah. Yep.
formidable that guy is. I don't see. Okay, you guys are starting right next to us. All right, let me zoom out here. We got a quick RPG from Empy, and I don't think anybody picked up the RPG for Team Father Xmas. Now, who is the Xenophone? Is he AFK?
Yeah. Turned out, I think later on he said, "Oh, I was AFK." But with that in mind, I don't know if we would. I'm pretty sure MP's team can't recall, but I'm pretty sure we lose this one. We'll
Well,
see.
who knows? Well, again, we see Father Xmas. He was off here doing something. Well, the firefight is here. I think this is the third game in a row where he's just completely detached himself from the rest of the group. But he's supposed to be the leader, so it's kind of surprising. I
I
see.
was really, yeah, him creeping up like that. It was so tempting. So tempting. Go for a Zook, knowing that he would come up that way. But then again, look, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It would have been real different, I think, if Xenophone was not AFK. We would have had a longer game, at least a longer stand on that hill. But let's see, we got
Empy and Xenophone. Looks like Brady and Gerald going after Empy, Father Xmas, and myself.
I had faith in Zen, you know, that he could bring it back, but a little unfortunate with the stab there.
Yeah, I mean, Father Xmas was really anxious to get the stab going. You know, I really use sort of a stab as the sort of a last resort thing because it's always so random. But you know, he really wanted to get in there, so yeah, it worked out in his favor.
He might have. I think people tend to get a little more risky, up close and personal with the stabs and stuff if they've got the numbers, like especially if the momentum is going their way, in which this game definitely momentum on Father Xmas team.
But a counterpoint to that would be sometimes people go in for the stab when they know they can't win the gunfight as well. So maybe that's what Father Xmas was doing. Maybe he was saying, okay, I can't beat Xenophone one-on-one. Maybe I'm just going to suicide rush this guy and win the stab fight.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. I mean, and also sometimes people don't even mean to get themselves in that position. And then they realize, all I have left to do really is try to stab. And maybe, you know, maybe that he got too close. And yeah, that might have been his only option. But it worked out overall.
Yeah, and you know, Brady with 9 damage, so good effort on his part. You know, charging up the hill, finishing the game off, and I think he either killed you or he killed Meerkat, one of these guys here. So good job from Brady that game. And that brings the match so far 2-2. I also didn't mention what we're playing 2, which is I think since it started 4-4, so we were playing like best of. Oh, the rules are right here. Yeah, it's first to 5 wins. So, and you must win by 2. But again, these are really casual games here, and the rules might go out the window once a certain person shows up. So this is game 5. Let's just jump into it. This would have been Empy's choice, combat. So and what do you think of Empy and Father Xmas's choice of really just cycling between the two most standard, if you will, World War II games?
I'm a little surprised there wasn't. I don't know if it was like a rule or whatnot not to do like AvA. I'm surprised there wasn't more AvA choices. Like I was surprised to see this as a choice, but you know, it is where it is. Maybe Empy had the same mindset as Father Xmas that first time, thinking, "Hey, we won that combat game earlier. Let's play combat again."
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised because Empy, he's always the one who loves to play Urban Recon Carnage. Gerald almost getting pile popped. He's in the deep red. And then Father Xmas, of course, loves AvA, so the fact that no Urban Recon, no AvA has been chosen so far is a bit surprising.
Yeah, I agree.
We see you coming around the side. You guys are really sort of boxing in Father Xmas's team right now, and I'm not really seeing much of an offensive effort. You missed with that Zook, but
yeah, that was pretty bad. But it pulled them back my way anyway.
Yeah, well,
once you lose that RPG, people, like fresh meat. Yeah, they'll come at you.
You back up into Xenophone, and you guys together are going to be tough to kill. So, you got that shot off, and then you backed up.
You got two players up by the right there by the tree. They got a good angle on us. Not making a lot of hits.
Yeah, Empy should really have just been dead by now. I don't know. I mean, oh, he kills Father Xmas. Captain on captain violence there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fighting behind this box is not really a good angle. As you can see, Overdose is getting shot from 4 different places. He's going to go down.
Yep.
Gerald is the last man standing. And he's probably going to get gunned down here. Terrible Zook by Empy, I might add. And then he's going to get grenaded to close out the game. One beautiful thing that you like to see is, Meerkat beginning another chapter in his hopefully storied World War II career, hitting double digits, probably for the first time.
Yeah.
He was the one here. He didn't exactly kill anybody, but he got 10 damage. Certainly did, he was working the angle here. This is a great spot to shoot, this way when you've got you and Xenophone shooting this way. It really, the crossfire is an excellent idea, and I think Meerkat played an instrumental role. And then, of course, you and Xenophone got the actual kills, but I think Meerkat really held his own there and was able to get 10 damage. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
One thing that I've noticed thus far, and just the limited amount of games playing with him, is positioning is above average, I would say. I mean, at least I'm a little biased. Like I tend to go a little more maybe on the flank and a little more aggressive. I see that a little bit in him, and I think it's a good thing. Once his technical skills catch up with that, it could be a real danger. Like he might be creeping soon or something.
By creeping, do you mean creeping death?
Yes, sir.
He's creeping death material. Okay, well, perhaps you found a replacement for Xenophone. That's good.
Well, there's potential. He's got. There's a certain players you can tell that their style of playing is never going to change, and thus far, I actually like Meerkat's style of playing, his positioning, where he positions himself. So far, I think is above average, even against people that have been playing for a long time.
Yeah, exactly, and yeah, it's good to see because you don't really find new players with good instincts very often, and so this is kind of a special occasion, I think. Okay, so quickly, this is game 6. It's gone back to Father Xmas's choice. Currently, Empy's team is leading 3 games to 2. Here we go. And this is another Recon game. And where did you guys start? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think it was.
Oh, okay. You guys are there. Okay. 9 o'clock. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. You saw us before I could even find you with the video mode on. But okay. So we see Empy taking a couple of shots from Father Xmas. You guys have the hill, so you're obviously in a very good area right now. Father Xmas.
Yeah. I got mixed feelings. This is going back to me. I got mixed feelings on this game for sure. But so we got 2 players behind the hill. Who are those guys?
These would be Father Xmas and Brady. And I was saying back up. They have the high ground, and I don't think anyone was backing up. Father Xmas might have been listening. I don't know, but Brady certainly was not. So. I don't know. Nice RPG there from Xenophone. Almost a direct hit.
Yeah, so surprised he actually survived.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, like, well, I guess that's Brady or behind the hill. I don't know. I'm gonna pick on my own team here, Empy. Um, why we're letting him be such a distraction? Like, what's he gonna do down there? Okay, like we got targets we can actually kill over here, and this move by Xenophil, I thought he made the right choice trying to deter the flank there, and I think I was trying to back him up. I don't know. And then we got back there, two guys on the hill doing like just jerking off. Like, what are you good? What are you doing? Like,
Yeah, well,
so there's my little.
Yeah, Empy is not firing. Yeah, you're gonna get gunned down by me and Gerald. But the Empy, you know, I think he's just walking around. I wasn't, he was just, yeah, walking around. He wasn't really firing anybody. And then the person here,
Well,
I think,
actually,
was,
I was like the most valuable player, but it's like you middle. Was Brady just being a freaking distraction? Jeez. When you think about it, he occupied two players for the majority of the game, and MP just kept shooting at him the whole time. Um, but yeah,
yeah, I mean,
that was
you
a
know, it
little
would have
frustrating.
been a great opportunity for Empy to just call for the rush or something. And Empy went this way, Meerkat went that way, and just finish it off. But instead, they were happy with a hill on hill fight or whatever you want to call it. And then,
I think he got zoned in. If that's MP, perhaps got tunnel vision and just focused on the unit dodging behind or hiding behind that one tree the whole game, and while the rest of the team's falling apart, unfortunately. But yeah, I'd say I did. That was a game I didn't like uh,
yeah,
for that
so
reason.
tactically, when you have four people, your guys here, you have Brady and Xmas here, me and Gerald about. I think we were here somewhere. How if you were captain, how would you have ordered your teammates around?
It was just been wearing them down. I mean, I think Zen used up all the RPGs. That's, he did some damage there, but honestly, we could have won the firefight if you just basically ignored the guy hiding behind the tree back there that you can't hit. Just forget about him. Like shoot the people that you can actually hit. Um, so there's my advice to MP. Um,
Yeah, I mean you're
it,
basically calling MP a fool and a bad captain. I like it.
just shoot, shoot at people you can actually hit. When you're in a situation like that, just think about if it were elimination. Would you like? I I don't think you would sit there and shoot at someone but trying behind a tree. Come on,
Yeah,
it's
exactly. All right,
there's
here
other
we
stuff
go.
going
Here
on.
we go. Now things are getting turned up a notch. Perhaps in a fit of rage, MP has decided to blow the lid off the map selection. This is the first AvA game, and the score is tied 3-3. So let's see what happens here. So this is just a straight up classic map. Uh, I don't think anyone really has any negative things to say about Bridges. It's gone through some minor transformations over the years, but it's always been sort of a solid choice. In terms of the
Yeah,
units, we see the spy, a medic, engineer, and soldier. What do you think of this unit trade? What do you think of the map? What do you think of the rotation to AvA? Give me something here.
I think it's nice to switch it up a little bit. Um, the units that we got are pretty big, like top choice units. That if you had unit trading on, those would be the units I'd pick. They're power units, especially given to the right players. And then the map itself is a very balanced map. It's basically mirrored. So as far as AvA goes, it's just like as balanced as fair as it gets right here.
Right, that's good to hear. We see Overdose laying some mines on his heel. For some reason, he likes to do that.
Yeah, he's got a habit of something laying down mines.
On
He's
heels.
gross, you know. uh, the, the one unit here, um, I mean, you know this, but for anybody watching who's not familiar, the spy is definitely a dangerous unit. If the person can time that special sniper shot, a T-click on the enemy, it basically one shot kill. I mean, that right there could be a real game changer momentum wise. So I'm not sure who has the spies, whatnot here, but
You have the spy, and Brady has the spy for Team Xmas.
so Team Empty down one.
Yeah, Meerkat lost his engineer. Oh wait, no, Meerkat lost a soldier, I think.
Yeah, soldier. That's right. Yeah, I remember Empty gave him the soldier because he's not familiar with any of the other units, which I thought if we're trying something different, just let him learn a new unit, like give him the engineer or the medic even, because the medic kind of underrated in my opinion. It could be it could be a good distraction, and if you get up close and personal, it's besides a spy, it's the best stabber. So you'll win basically any stab fight you get involved with.
Yeah, I mean the medic is a very important unit, so yeah, definitely agree with that. One thing to note is that Father Xmas's favorite unit, the HD, it was not part of this unit choice, probably to his disappointment, but he ended up getting 3 kills, which is something that he's probably happy about. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's AvA for you.
that was that was a sweep basically, I'd say.
All right, so now it is 4-3 in Team Father Xmas's favor. If Team Father Xmas can win the next game, it will be 5-3, and they will therefore win the the game. And with that, Empy decided to choose S2 14 units with Spy joining the show, and I believe Spy
Yeah,
randomed on Team Father Xmas. So if Spy, by virtue of it being 5 versus 4, but also because Spy is a very good player as well, this is really a huge momentum shifter in the favor of Father Xmas. We'll see if he can actually capitalize on that in this game.
indeed. Definitely a power player. Most likely, I think he's probably going to end up going plains. He's not really the type to go swamps, uh, especially with 4 versus 5. I would expect him to be going plains. I could be wrong, but
Well, I think he's going planes via the middle. Someone just fired an RPG there, but Overdose is going planes the traditional way to go planes. Spy going through the forest, it seems. Anyone else going planes? We have you going planes. A lot of units on your flag there. Nobody going to
Yeah,
swamps.
I
And
do remember a lot of people being on the hill and kind of hanging back, but it was like, all right, I was gonna do me.
oh god, I'm gonna put the camera somewhere else. I don't want to do this. Yeah,
What's
so we
going
we
on?
have we have Gerald just taking a nice stroll by himself in the swamp. So I think I'm gonna focus more on that. So
Yeah.
no,
Well, there's somebody over there you run into. But
oh really? Oh yeah, there's
it's somebody.
Meerkat. Okay, yeah, Meerkat only given one unit, but we'll see if he
Oh,
can
that's odd.
do anything versus Gerald. So yeah, it's really just it's almost 3-on-5 at this point. But there is a planes engagement. Spy is going after you. Xenophone is backing you up in the planes. I have two guys. Oh god, what am I doing? I'm gonna get souped in the face. Yeah, that was not good on my
And
part.
sometimes, yeah, you can. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you know what's coming, and it's just, yeah.
And
But
then
who is that there?
this is Spy.
I oh,
That nade should have killed that guy. It almost did, but and then we have Empy. Empy, Xmas, and Spy. Or sorry, Brady,
all right. So this,
Brady, Xmas, and Spy.
yeah.
No,
So
it's
that's
Brady and Xmas
three.
versus. Yeah, I messed that one up. But yeah, Xenophone's dead now, so it's just Brady versus you with some help, Father Xmas. We see Gerald
Yes, I remember. Uh-huh.
having 3 units sneaking into the flag area versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Bombardment
throwing some
RPG.
nice RPGs, even though one of his units didn't have an RPG, so he threw a grenade instead. But now Empy has woken up, Kryptos has woken up. They're putting down some RPGs. When you're rushing the hill like this, you really have to throw some grenades. And
I agree.
we see Gerald getting hill bugged probably, either that or he just wasn't firing, and he's basically going to get massacred. So unfortunately, that didn't work, and it's now 50% to 50%. Yeah, I wonder
Interesting.
where that Meerkat unit did he get any kills? I mean,
Oh, he's going. He's alive with his one
he's got
unit.
full
You know,
health.
he's creeping back there.
Yeah. One thing to note is that one really effective thing to do is to waste your opponent's heals. Meerkat probably doesn't know this strategy yet, but if he's out there, the heals become a really crucial item when the game sort of drags on like it has. And so if you can sneak a unit into your opponent's backfield, waste all their heals, that's very, very effective. So yeah,
Yeah,
see
definitely.
you getting some stabs off somebody. Not sure who that was. And now,
I just try to kind of do as much damage as I can before I get taken out. But looks like ties might have turned. No, still even percentage wise. I think it's only even percentage wise because looks like Meerkat might have taken care of Gerald at Swamps, perhaps.
I think he killed. I think he killed somebody trying to heal. He might have launched an RPG or blew up something, and I think this person is this
He's
kill
trying
from
to.
Meerkat. But now,
Yeah, like what we're seeing right now is just this is lack of experience. Putting himself in position right there, you know. Um, but that'll go away over time.
and now everyone's. But in a way, though, he did get two
He's just
players to
surviving.
shoot their RPGs, so maybe he knows what he's
Uh,
doing.
yeah, I'm liking this guy. Look at him. He's red and he's not giving up yet. You know, some people just fall over.
Yeah.
He's still willing to fight. And I see Spy's got no units over there. It's surprising.
Yeah, that's an interesting decision. But yeah, it's 28 to 21% now, or to just break it down easier, 4 soldiers versus 3 soldiers, with about 3.5 minutes to go. We see all of Team Empy on on defense. Father Xmas saying they're all D. So once that signal is given, traditionally everybody should be going on offense, but we're not seeing much movement here from Team Father Xmas. In fact, Gerald is going to play some flag defense. Brady is
Yeah.
maybe getting an
It,
RPG.
there was a moment I was thinking they might just play D. Like, I don't like playing D. I mean, unless it's there's there's no chance of winning. But if you have a chance, I say fight. Like, go fight. But you know, not everybody shares the same view. Looks so it's got one player at least advancing planes from Father Xmas team.
Yeah,
Father Xmas.
yeah. It's strange to see Father Xmas on the front lines because in pretty much all the patrol
Yeah,
games he
right.
was the one hiding. So maybe he's more effective on these
Yeah,
larger team battles.
and he's team captain, which, as you know, traditionally anyway, the team captain will stay defense on capital flag, but he's he's on the front lines.
Yeah, so I mean, he goes on offense when he should be playing defense, and he plays defense when he should be on offense.
Looks like there was a shuffling of units. Spies got a unit now,
I believe
and looks
Gerald did the noble thing and gave our best player his unit. So Gerald being a good teammate there.
Draw is definitely a good. Uh, he's got good sportsmanship, that's for sure. Good team player.
Yeah, and he's hilarious on the voice chat, and we like playing with him. So shout out to
For sure.
Gerald.
Yes, sir.
You see Overdose on the front.
Overdose taking the brunt, going up
We
front.
should now that you shot your RPG, you should really be just getting rushed right now. But instead,
Yeah,
we're seeing who is this Brady and Father Xmas lobbing their RPGs, which is a terrible decision, I think. And you're actually gonna kill, I think, Brady, and then
surprisingly, I mean, yeah, I should have been taken out earlier. I really messed up that
oh, and this is
RPG
a
there.
terrible mistake by Overdose, just getting grenaded.
Oh,
Beautiful throw by Xenophone,
oh
and all of
yeah.
a sudden it's
I,
14% each. And keep in mind, if Team Empy actually kills Father Xmas and Spy, they'll actually win the game. They don't need to tag the flag. And Father Xmas very red in this. He does have a 4-kill veteran, which is nice to see.
yeah, it's
But
all about
I
the
don't
vet. You don't want the vet to die.
exactly. But yeah, this game is going to finish. So I got to hand it to Team Empy. I personally believe that this game was Father Xmas's to lose, and that's exactly what they did. By all accounts, both numerically and I think with the addition of perhaps the best player in the field, you know, Father Xmas should have won this game, but Empy stood in there. You got 7 kills, 27 damage, a very great performance. Xenophone, over 20 damage as well. So I think both you and he put your team on your backs and sort of carried the game there. And you were, a draw in that situation should have felt like a win because I think you guys were really up against the wall the entire game.
It would have been interesting to see how this turned out in 30 seconds. Um, yeah, I think Team MP probably still would have been able to hold it down, but Yeah, that was definitely a close game. Interesting game.
Yeah, our first tie. So the score is now 4-3 to 1, or and one tie, I guess. And so this is game number 9. I think we agreed that we would redraft after this game. So let's check it out. And this is a game again where Spy randomed, and this time he would random onto Team Empy. So this is actually, in my opinion, a pretty stacked team. Again, I think you guys
Game on.
absolutely have the advantage and should take this one down. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, what were your thoughts when you saw he ended up on the other team this game? Were you thinking, well, obviously that's not good, but were you thinking he could still pull this off? You
Well,
know?
I was thinking, we're either going to win this tournament or we're going to tie because we're going to redraft next game. So, there's no real way we would actually lose in the grand scheme of things, even though we might lose this particular game. So I was thinking more long term than
Okay.
just about this game specifically. But if you were to ask me, what do you think about this game specifically? I mean, I'm shitting myself here. This is a tough group of guys to play. I mean, we've seen some pretty crazy play from Gerald, and we we don't really see any teamwork going on, and this is one of the things that I didn't really enjoy. We see, we are sort of going towards the same area, but as you can see, um, I'm fighting by myself on the edge of
Yeah,
the
wait
Father
for people to,
Xmas.
you know,
There's no real teamwork going on
team.
between
Yeah,
me and Father Xmas, and then Brady's. Like we're all in the same general vicinity, but we're not playing as teammates, and that's something that I don't
right.
like. Me-
Makes sense.
Meanwhile, we have Gerald just going right up the middle, again, launching some RPGs, not doing much
I think
damage,
Empty is
unfortunately.
like TT or something. There was at least 2 games where this occurred, and I was fighting over in planes, and I had to go back to the flag,
Yeah,
and
well, Gerald
sure.
wisely pulling back. I think there have been occasions where he launches his RPGs and then still moves forward and tries to take the flag. It's good to see him reloading there. So good for
Yeah,
him.
he'll probably go for a round 2. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll wait till he gets a little closer. But yeah, Overdose is engaging Xenophone.
That's a
Not
tough position, like fighting uphill, especially 3 versus 2.
okay. Gerald
Oh,
this
here
time
we go.
deciding to fire his rifle. Okay, now he's doing the RPGs. One of his guys is going to get zaped. And now
Yeah,
Gerald's guys are going to get gunned down. Great defense there from Empy. And all of a sudden, Team Father Xmas finds themselves at a, what is this, 28% deficit, which would be 4 soldiers. And Gerald Toad with 0%. He lost all of his units. I think I might kick him a spare. I don't really remember right now, but yeah, I think I gave him a spare for sure.
so it looks like Father Xmas team kind of pulled back. Well, considering the percentage difference, kind of pulled back to the home base.
Yeah, we see someone getting shot here. Was that you?
No, that might have been the other potential creeper, maybe.
I mean,
Oh, look at that.
okay, it might be. It might be. Yeah.
Guy's got a pair. He's bold.
And we also have some problems in the front. Overdose has an AFK unit. Okay, now he's teased. So Overdose was close to just walking off the flag there. And with
Oh,
that
wow.
death, he does walk off the flag. Great tag
Oh,
there by Xenophone. Just sort of a breakdown there from Team Father Xmas. Everybody was out of position. There was no awareness. Xenophone was able to just more or less walk right up the middle, kind of
yeah.
like what
He
Jarrell
really just,
tried to do, and took the flag. So good for him.
yeah, aggressive for sure. Paid off.
But I would also say that a lot of the reason why we're out of position was because Meerkat was drawing so much attention in the backfield there. So we'll give him a little bit of
Absolutely.
credit as well.
Yep. Good play on both parts, I'd say.
Yeah, and
And
that's
I think,
teamwork right
yeah,
there. You guys feed off each other, unlike what we saw between myself, Father Xmas, and Brady, where we were all fighting in
your
these
own fight.
individual little pockets across the plains, and so that's something that
Yeah.
Father Xmas's team might need to address in the future. But the major thing
Yeah.
is that we did redraft the teams because of Spy's arrival, and so I think with that, Empy again chose Spy first overall. Father Xmas, I think, chose me, and then Empy probably Xenophone, and then I think Father Xmas chose you, and then Jarrell, Brady, and Meerkat last, I think. So, the major move, I guess, would be you joining Team Father Xmas, and yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's sort of
Actually, I was actually kind of not happy about it, but like it was, well, first I knew you were on the team, so I had somebody, some synergy with somebody I could fight with, and it just kind of fun to switch it up too. I was looking forward to playing against Spy and and Xenophone, or Zen, however you pronounce his name. Zen, you're gonna have to help us out. How you pronounce your name? But no, I like fighting those guys. Sure.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to set up a match, man, between any of these guys, all you have to do is just pick a fight with them, and I'm sure they'll it could be Team Kryptos against Team Spy in the future. But yeah, with these new teams, let's see what happens. I believe we are now doing best of 5 or something like that. Maybe best of 7.
I think I might have said best of seven, just because World War II games tend to go a little bit faster than Reg. But we'll see.
Yeah. So now we
So,
see.
how are you feeling? Like with this new draft, how are you feeling about this first game? With switching players up.
Um, yeah. Well, I mean, my first impression was that you know we essentially got you and we gave up Jarrell, which I think is a fair trade because you guys, Team Empy has 5 players. We only have 4, but Meerkat is also sort of a newer player. But you also have
True.
two extremely solid players in Xenophone and Empy, or sorry, Xenophone and Spy, and then of course Empy as team captain. So I think
Yeah,
this arrangement is actually probably the most fair that I can think of because all 4 of us are solid, but we also have one less player. So I think this draft was optimal.
yeah. I agree with you. I kind of feel Meerkat is just kind of getting a hang of things, and this is probably more balanced overall out of the games thus far. So definitely interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, Xenophone, I think, had you dead to rights there, but now he spread out his guys, and all of a sudden he's the one getting killed.
I don't know how that happens.
I mean, he had 3 guys here. Your guy was like here. He just should have kept firing. But now all of a sudden, you're on the offense. It seems. I'm sort of killing Spy as well, and Father Xmas.
You know,
You just ran in the
like,
fire there and killed yourself. But
yeah, I did. I burned up. Oh, but like the positioning, there was a moment there where the like xenophone or whatever, he's behind the trees. There was a moment or so that I had the opportunity to shoot somebody else. Like, who are you shooting at? Just to get the angle on the enemy, a spy. He's not anticipating someone shooting at him other than you. Like, that's kind of just my mindset when I'm playing, to catch the enemy like off guard when they're fighting one of my teammates. Just shoot them from a different angle, get the
well,
get
I
the
mean,
damage on them.
position and angles—that's what it's all about. Yeah, so we see Gerald again. He's not giving up on these flag rushes here.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how this one turns out. Overdose has
This be a
had a
third time, maybe third time to
oh,
charm.
Overdose gets gunned down. Yeah, I think that. I mean, if there's an I think he's done this every S2 game, so it's either the third or fourth time he's doing it. But he did catch me off guard because I was fighting Spy in the plains, I think. I mean,
Right.
this is kind of close. We'll see what happens.
Yep. There. Well, I'd say that he's definitely doing better this time than previous.
Yeah, he got a couple. So good for him. And
Percentages are interesting. I, I'm surprised there's such a difference.
yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I know Xenophone lost most of his 3 guys up here. Spy lost a couple in the plane, or maybe one in the plains. Meerkat,
Well,
I'm not sure what happened to him.
looks like you might have cleaned up planes. It looks like, because you got 2 or 3.
That's
Where'd you
Brady.
Where'd you go? I know I got that my backup dude there, but
Well, all my guys are at
oh,
the.
there you're called for.
I went to heal, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is really kind of surprising because we do have 71%. They have 28%.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I mean, besides that third attempt, but I think that was only 3 units, so 21%. That would have been. That's still a big difference. I guess the Father Xmas team did all right. Planes had to have.
Yeah. So we do see you in the backfield going after Spy. Interesting fight. And you walk into the downhill. I think you're getting hill bugged there. You're gonna get gunned down.
Well, actually, what I just went and picked up an RPG in the bushes.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah.
So you're just going in suicide mode, I guess.
Basically, yeah.
Oh,
Because
nice
at this
crowing
point,
there, and then
thank you.
and you get
Uh,
Spy. Spy was
yeah,
probably no doubt. You also give him a nice smiley face there, so I'm sure that really made Spy's day.
because
But
he knew he had me in that. There was that once I got the hill bug. That was it. Like, he knew he had me if we were gonna do a traditional uh, shootout. And
yeah,
I saw the RPG in the bushes, and like, all right then. So
yeah. One thing to
I'm
notice,
sure
it's
he wasn't too
still
happy.
Father Xmas's team is sort of slowly making their way. We see Overdose kind of leading the charge, I guess, but all these guys are just, I guess, picking up ammo,
Yeah,
even though all this ammo blew up already. I'm not sure what they're doing. I think there's some RPGs. There might have been some RPGs here, but I mean,
I
we
think
really
what
need to
might have
be.
happened. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think what might have happened, why there's such a distance delay, is you know, the attack that on our flag kind of pulled us back a bit, and now we're just kind of regrouping and making our way towards their flag. I only got 2 minutes 40 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, I think I see all three of them. I don't know if anyone. Maybe this one's still hidden. He's too far away. I'm not really sure, but should be able to see all three of them. So I'm
I
not
think
sure why
somebody
these
said,
guys are.
yeah, I think somebody said they're all on D. Um, so yeah, I kind of have a feeling how this is going to turn out, but you, you, I don't like to underestimate people. Like Zen, he could take out three units, and you just you never know.
But we also Xenophone. He thought about getting this RPG, and now he's leaving his team hanging.
Yeah,
Can't do that. And Overdose knows he doesn't have an RPG because he just shot it at him, so he's not really any kind of threat. And now Father Xmas, they just kind of
yeah.
surround those guys. I'm not saying Xenophone is the reason why they lost, but I saw him eyeing this RPG, and I think they could have put up a better fight if he just zip lined it right back to the flag. But yeah, who knows?
I think he was hoping he had 5-10 more seconds because, like I said, that RPG that could have been a Zook to take out at least one or more of the enemy. So he really wanted. He knew, like he really wanted that RPG, but he couldn't do it. Time and the pressure of the enemy just wouldn't let him.
Yeah, and so once again, I think this might be the third or fourth game where you've got the most damage. So you're having, except for perhaps that first game and maybe in one other, you're having a pretty good day so far.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Well, yeah, he guesses so, guys. Yeah.
I didn't see Spy's damage, but I think the last couple games haven't been too high for him. Um, he did kind of come in when we already were kind of warmed up too. So,
Yeah.
but who knows?
I
It's
think
Spy.
he had some kind of race or something that day, and so he could have been tired from biking all day. I'm not really sure what his situation was, but yeah, he wasn't having a
Yeah,
great game.
yeah. I think my point is like I've definitely seen him play better. Like his average is definitely higher than the last couple games here.
Yeah. Okay, so this is now Empy's choice, and it is AvA S2 Recon, and we have a new player, Ion, so that actually evens out the teams 5-on-5 now. Let's just, I think we just have a few more after this. So we see engineers, field ops, HD guys, medics, soldiers, and spies. What do you think the best thing to do is? Do you think it would just be to give all three of one type of unit to one person, or do you think you should give a variety of units to each person?
Uh, Honestly, I like simplicity. And this, well, that's kind of counterintuitive, but okay. I would give everybody a row of units. Well, basically, if that worked out math wise, no, not really. But I try to give everybody one of each. Um, I think if the player is not good with one or two types of units, maybe they have better luck with one or the others. So, like, if you were to give all the players or one of the players all the spies, I mean, just think about how that fight would go down. I don't think they would be very effective even using all three versus. I'm not explaining this very well, but I think it's better to give people a variety.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think you might make a case for something like three soldiers, because then you could do a three lob RPGs, and that can do some
Yeah,
damage. But three medics together or three spies together, like what you said, it just doesn't really make any sense. So I think the only exception would be the three soldiers, but I think a variety of units is the best way to go.
yeah, I agree.
We see Overdose planting some mines in his own bushes back here, perhaps
Bush is
wary of Meerkat, who has been running all around the backfield. He's also putting some mines in this gap here. Again, really wary about people sneaking around. We'll see if Meerkat attempts something of that nature later on. But yeah, I was given two engineers. You were given two HD guys. So I don't know if.
do you have a preference out of these units? What would you want to have in this game if you had to choice?
Well, I mean, I would have probably given you all three spies, to be honest, despite what we just talked about, because I know you like playing one unit at a time, and having the spy really plays into your unit or your skill set. I would also recommend. Oh, we got some mines going down here.
That's a lot of mines.
It was a double batch, yeah. So we'll see if any Canadians wander around in this area, but. Oh, that looked like a control click. That was a nice shot there. But yeah, I mean, I would have given you the spies, because I know you like to fight with one unit at a time, and that's, I think, the most efficient unit for a single
Yeah,
unit. But as far as my personal preference, I'm not really sure. I mean, I think I got two engineers and a medic, and that seems
uh,
pretty fair enough for me. But
yeah. I mean, you could do a lot of damage with the engineers. Um, the medic, that could come in handy later if need be. You're at the hill, whatever. But uh, we'll see. We'll see what you do with these engineers. I'd say if I were fighting you, uh, well, maybe let's word it differently. What I think you are the most dangerous with are the engineers and the spy. If I had to pick out of these units, I think giving you engineer and spies would probably be the best.
yeah, I mean, engineers are really a very tactical unit. It requires, especially with the mortar, to try and like guess where your opponent's gonna go and try to hit him on the head. So like it really is
Yeah,
kind of a cat and mouse type deal. But what we see so far is Team Empy is really sort of taking a defensive posture. You see all of these Empy units really just all on the flag. I don't even see a Gerald rush anywhere. Okay, this might be it here. Oh no, that's Brady. Yeah, I don't.
it's, yeah. I guess meerkat perhaps.
He saw
Uh,
my minds.
oh, something happened. Got 0% right now.
But yeah, I don't see any kind of offense whatsoever for Team Empy. Which is something that you absolutely can't do in AVA, because a lot of these these field op guys with the airstrikes and all these engineer mortars and stuff, they can absolutely destroy a bunch of campers. So like
Yeah,
it's
that's
absolutely
scary.
essential to at least have some kind of offense going on. But
Yeah, you just don't want that many units close together, so it could be catastrophic.
yeah, one airstrike
Five
can
minutes
just
remaining.
cause all kinds of chaos. But if Team Father Xmas wants to win, there is only 5 minutes left. They're going to have to make a move. They're going to have to do something soon. We see you and I were kind of in the plains. Brady with all 4 of his units. The double spy shot, knocking out somebody. That was nice to see. I don't know exactly who that was. Maybe Zeno. But yeah, I mean, if one shot's not enough, 2 shots are definitely going to take care of even the strongest soldiers.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's somebody. Who is that? Swamps with 4 units.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that Brady?
Brady. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's risky playing.
Oh, Spy just walked into the mines. That's our favorite Canadian right there.
Okay, so it looks like Team Empy really is just holding down the fort. It looks like Father Xmas
Yeah.
slowly moving forward.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to get a move on. There's only about 3.5 minutes left, and I think Brady got another one with the sniper or with the spy, and someone just got airstriked. So again,
That right there, like seeing that, in my opinion, just motivates Father Xmas to move forward. That's one of those moments, like the momentum is there, and now we're
yeah. I
now
mean,
Father
you're
Xmas.
also drawing a lot of attention. Well,
Oh yeah, and then that I don't know why my unit walked out from behind those trees. It was hidden. It decided to, move around.
well,
It was
we're
not.
seeing now what I was talking about earlier. You could just spam the field up, the airstrikes, the engineer mortars. I mean,
Yeah, wait.
there's nothing these guys can do.
Yep.
Yeah, you see all kinds of explosions. Yeah, so Father Xmas' team even probably blowing up their own units at this point. That'll do it. All right, so yeah, I mean, Brady and Father Xmas leading the way. It was nice to see Brady with his double sniper shots and that sort of thing. And again, Father Xmas traditionally is supposed to be playing defense, but we see, I think all of us, well, I have 2 units on the flag, you have 1, and Father Xmas has 1. So he must have been on offense. Again, just completely ignoring his captain's duties. But we ended up winning, so I'm not complaining.
Well, I'll give him credit for one rush though. That when he yelled out, said the text actually, DDD. So, when I see that, then that's when I go back to my default 1 unit that's walking back and forth there, and yeah. So he really kind of played both roles to an extent. He kept an eye on the flag like he's supposed to, and was still able to do some offense. So
Yeah,
I'll
that's the
give him
sign of
props for
a
that.
talented player. Yeah, exactly. Are you cool to just keep going? I think we're pushing an hour and a half now.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm fine.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we just got 3 games left, but they are S2, so I'm guessing it'll be another half an hour or something. But
That's cool.
okay, cool. Yeah, let's keep going here. This is game number 12. Team Father Xmas is up 2-0. One thing to notice about this game is the general, slightly larger than the other units. He's kind of a tricky unit to play, but he is pretty powerful. You see the triple vets. He is bigger and stronger than the other units. And Also, the cannons are a bit.
Yeah, I don't recall. Do you remember if this was no unit trading, or I'm assuming it was?
I don't think it was unit trading,
Okay.
but I do know that I was given the cannon this game, and
How do
perhaps.
you like playing with cannon? Because I haven't seen you play with cannon often.
Well, I mean, I like the cannon on Recon. The can actually this is called technically called a mortar. Not my favorite unit, especially when it's gone back down to 4-on-4, and I wanted to play my other units, my soldiers. I would have preferred either Geralt or Father Xmas taking the cannon, but yeah, it wasn't meant to be, I guess.
So in other words, you prefer to be a little more mobile.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just don't like to divide my focus between the can because the cannon always needs to fire every what you know 10 seconds or whatever it is, and
Yeah,
then
like as soon as you can, basically.
so
Yeah.
I just don't want to be going back and forth, and so yeah, the cannon's not my favorite unit on this. Who do we have cannoning? We have Empy with the cannon for his own team, and then I'm cannoning for that. I'm laying down some mines in the backfield again. Meerkat has me shook. He's the boogeyman, and I'm trying to protect myself. They're dropping some mines in the backfield. I don't know if they're actually going to come into play or not, but what am I doing
Well,
here? We see Spy coming in from the eastern bridge here.
yeah, I think he actually snuck by, um, kind of snuck by Father Xmas flying over on the east. He just kind of snuck through there, going for the cannon, I assume.
And my cannon gets destroyed. So perhaps in a bit of vengeance for that mine in the last game, Spy is able to destroy my cannon. And it looks like, these Marine guys are absolute garbage. I don't like them at all. It looks like
Yeah,
Spy is going to kill my Marines as well.
the Marines, just my opinion, they have every unit has their purpose. Unfortunately, theirs just kind of seems to be like backup or a distraction. Basically, there's not a lot of huge damage to inflict just by itself. I'd say you got to have somebody fighting with other units you're fighting with.
Yeah, I agree with that. Here, Geralt right back at it again with his engaging, 10 people. And actually, the shotgun guys are really important in this game. I like them a lot. But he's just kind of going after it here. He doesn't really get anybody, unfortunately.
Uh, it's rushes on the flag like that are I, it's difficult. Um, I don't know if it's really worth it that early in the game. Like you said, there's like 10 guys there versus there's three. So it's, I think, a little premature. Um, go at it that way.
Yeah, I mean,
If you could go ahead.
it really depends on the type of units. Rushing with the shotgun guy versus 10 guys who are all spread out, that's never going to work. But if you did have the field operative with some airstrikes, and maybe you called an airstrike on some, a group of AFK units, I mean, that can be a game changer there. So I think it really depends on the type of units. Geralt did not have the right type of units, even though he had the right idea of trying to catch some of these defenders off guard. I think that's what I think.
True. Percentage is just about even. I don't see. kind of hard to see on the overhead, but I don't think we have much going on. All right, we got one. It seemed like all the action was on the east side of this game.
Yeah, I don't see anything on the west. We see you and me with my dual engineers going up against this massive group of units.
Yeah.
Beautiful airstrike there, killing a bunch of people. You're going to lose both your guys, but Father Xmas really laid in a nice airstrike. And then he just walks into a machine gun guy.
Well, the way I look at it is kind of, at least he can walk away or die at peace, knowing he took out probably more than his one unit.
Yeah, he absolutely.
If you're gonna rush at least break even or do more damage, basically.
Yeah, he I guess profited for all intents and purposes. Overdose laying some mines on this eastern bridge. But yeah, I think at this point I am waiting for someone else to come on offense. It's you, and yeah, you with 2 units, and I think everyone else is playing defense. So
yeah, kind of odd. I checked back at the flag, kind of see what's going on, but surprised Father Xmas didn't come offense a little bit more. He did get that strike though. So.
Yeah. One thing to note is that even though the percentages are 45% to 60%, a lot of that 60% is this cannon. I don't know exactly how much it is, but
I was actually, I remember. I was gonna ask, does anybody know what the percentage is on the cannon? Because it kind of gave me a little hope, a little more optimism because we were down 15%.
Yeah, but I think the cannon is either 15% or maybe even more than 15%. So actually, that would mean that we would have the soldier advantage. However, Empy is sort of locked on and bombarding our flag. You see all these craters here.
Yeah. I have to test this out, but I have never used the little model bunker fort things as protection, so I don't know if they would need to do. That was a nice shot from the engineer.
Yeah, I'm just trying to block this general here, trying to kill out some of these AFK units.
Yeah.
But yeah, the general's pretty tough to kill. And then you've got
That's very strong unit.
Yeah, you've got a medic, a marine and a medic. These are not the guys that
I know.
Russian with, but I mean,
I felt great going into it.
I think Spy, his units are AFK, I think. And now I'm realizing, oh my god, he might actually win. Ooh, I think
I think I screwed this up somehow.
There was a mine there. I didn't notice that. Nope, you didn't screw it up.
Flag lost.
Yeah, we're gonna grab that flag. Yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah, so Spy with the 42 damage. A lot of that though was the cannon. So I'll give myself props in that game. 30 damage. I didn't kill any cannons. I killed people. But yeah, I mean, this is a classic sort of AvA type game. A lot of it comes down to just calling airstrikes and launching mortars at their enemy's hill and killing all the AFK flag guards and that kind of thing. It might have been to Empy's benefit to stash some units in these, bunkers or whatever you want to call them, pillboxes. But they were not utilized by either team. So that was a potential resource that was unused.
Team eliminated.
Yeah, definitely. If there were example for AvA that's kind of AVA in a nutshell. Like at least to the extreme. You know, you got every kind of unit there.
Yeah, and you know, that's why we love it, and that's why we hate it at the same time, because it's just a little bit more chaos than regular World War II, but at the same time, it's not as crazy as something like Urban Recon Carnage with only 8 players. So it's a good middle ground, I think. But yeah, with that, I believe it is 3-0 in favor of Father Xmas. Again, it's best of 7. So if Father Xmas can win this game, then the tournament will be over. By virtue of the fact that there is a game 14, you could probably deduce the outcome, but let's watch this anyway and see what happens. It is a 4-on-4 game. And yeah, so this is a nice change of pace, because we just played 4 S2 games in a row, maybe even 5 S2 games in a row. So back to a patrol type game is a nice change of gears.
Yeah, I actually felt like some relief when it went back to this. I like you said, I like using one unit at a time, and it's just kind of more relaxing, and you could just focus more on what you're doing. So versus having to look around a whole lot. But
Overdose
what's going
completely
on?
out of position here. And Empy's team is actually quite together, so I think that they should really be pushing this action here.
Yeah, they're in good position. They can hug that hill all they want, for sure.
But now Overdose is back with the squad, so now it's a pretty even fight. But Team Empy does have that advantage, so we'll see if they decide to push the action or happily stay perched on that hill. Ooh, beautiful RPG there from Overdose, almost killing Xenophone, his mortal enemy.
And you see that momentum change. He's got to pull back if he wants to. Well, I mean, he could keep fighting, but he's going to play it safe and go for a heal, looks like.
Yeah, Xenophone is the kind of player who has no problem detaching himself from the rest of the team in order to save his own hide. While I was talking, a beautiful RPG from Spy to almost kill you, but I guess you were packing a heal, fortunately. Or some, no, Gerald might have healed you, I think. You still have an RPG, yeah. So nice teamwork there from Gerald.
For sure, that was definitely appreciated, because I didn't want to have to run back and get out of the fight.
And Meerkat trying to sneak around while Team Father Xmas pushes this hill.
Father Xmas kind of taking in position here. At least until Xenophone gets healed. Looks like he's going back.
Yeah, you popped the pile. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good. Oh, you survived that somehow. Oh, a couple of those RPGs didn't blow up. Okay, I think you got really lucky there.
Actually, well, sometimes you just know, but
Okay.
definitely risky. No, I knew he might finish me off. Nope.
We're all getting grenaded. And now, all of a sudden, the momentum is shifted in favor of Team Spy, or Team Empy rather, even though Meerkat just went down, but both Father Xmas and Kryptos are extremely red. That was a beautiful shot there on, I think, Spy.
Flag captured.
Even if you're red, you can still do a lot.
But we also have Xenophone creeping up from behind.
Yeah.
I think your
He's
only
trying
saving
to
grace is the hill bug. You need to try to get Xenophone with the hill bug. Oh, but you get grenaded, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's rare that actually run into a grenade. But
Oh, I get grenaded all the time. I have terrible vision. But yeah. Oh, we see Overdose, perhaps with a blunder there.
Oh,
Getting
things are definitely. Oh, can Zenith foe? Can he pull it off? It's kind of interesting. Two really damaged units here versus green.
Yeah, well, Father Xmas is going to go down. I was really just waiting for him to try and walk on this lip so I can zook him, but he's
Yeah,
unfortunately too smart for that. So,
yeah, yeah. He knows he can just. Yeah, he's better off taking his chances in a firefight.
but I almost get
Just
him. I have a decent angle on him
oh
right here. I have a decent angle, but I just missed him.
yeah, like in myth units, like 1 foot over his head. It was a perfectly aligned shot. Just the just the elevation of it. So
Yeah,
that
but
was
great job by
gotta get.
Xenophone. 3 kills. His decision to to detach himself from the rest of the team in order to heal himself turned out to be a good move because he ended up sort of carrying his team in the end. Unfortunately,
Game
Father
over.
Xmas's team was not able to close that out. I think they really should have won that game. Overdose asking,
Yeah.
where did you guys go? All right. Well, the score is now 3-1. This is the last game, game number 14, Axis vs. Allies, Adaptive Bridges. Let's see how this one goes.
All right.
And I think this is the same. Oh no, we have the HD instead of the medic. This is a really good unit trade, I think, even though there is no medic, which can be a huge game changer. Let's see, Gerald given an AF. Gerald might be okay. No, he's not AFK. He is a soldier. Xmas the HD, Kryptos with the spy, and I'm with the engineer. See, spy has the spy, Empy's the heavy demo, Xenophone the engineer, and Meerkat with the soldier. So let's see what happens here. This could potentially
Yeah.
be the last game.
I honestly don't remember the outcome of this. Yeah,
Overdose, of
interesting
course,
to see what.
putting some mines on the heels. Kryptos, you're almost walking over the mines. Okay. So,
Yeah, I made sure. No, I'm good. They're only dangerous when you can't see them anymore.
well, you're actually in a sort of separate spy versus spy fight.
Flag
That's a beautiful shot right there. Spy might just turn around and shoot that sniper rifle at you, though.
Oh yeah, he's waiting for that. Definitely.
Oh, but he shoots me instead. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh, kind of a smart move on his part if he can get away.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about how you like to be a good teammate by shooting the people that you think aren't paying attention, and that's exactly what
Yeah,
Spy
that's
did to
like
me right there. But
yeah.
you were able to kill him. You should really just be stabbing this
Yeah,
guy
I
because
don't know what
the
I'm doing here. Why am I giving him this?
instead you get blown up. Maybe that's why you forgot
5
about the game
minutes
because you
remaining.
didn't want to remember. But so we
Yeah.
see Father Xmas now triple teaming Meerkat's soldier.
Now, this is a great example of what I was talking about, like you mentioned, spy taking a shot at someone that's not expecting it, that for the good of the team, It's- So props, that's what you know, separates the really good ones from maybe the not so good.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why he's Spy, and I'm myself. So yeah, but it is 3-on-2 right now. So I think Empy and Xenophone, they're really up against the wall. They have an HD unit and the engineer versus the engineer, the HD, and a soldier, which Gerald isn't really doing much. He's just kind of dancing around in the back, I think, waiting. He should be healing Father Xmas, actually. He does have a heal. Not sure what he's
Oh,
doing.
wow.
Perhaps he's keeping the heal for himself, which is an indication of perhaps the exact opposite of what we were just talking about. Good teamwork. It's perhaps bad teamwork.
Like if if the HD were green health, it would give a lot of confidence to. I'm not sure what player that is, but it would give more confidence to get engaged. Like
Yeah.
Father Reckless is hanging back because he doesn't want to get shot. One hit.
Yep, exactly. And there really aren't that many heals around, so he either has to go all the way back to the start and basically disengage himself from the fight. Now we see Gerald using the heal on himself. So Father
And
Xmas,
he's getting isolated. Yeah.
yeah, Gerald should really be backing up here. It's not a good. He's boxing himself in by this bridge. Now he gets destroyed.
Yeah.
He pinched himself by walking on this bridge, and he healed himself instead of healing. Yeah, it wasn't a good look. Wasn't a great game for him, I don't think. But it was
I think
also
he pushed his with engineers. Engineers still alive. Kind of pushed his luck staying in such a small area for that long. Eventually one of those is probably gonna get you.
yeah. We see I think Overdose trying to get Xenophone to chase him because he did plant some mines over here. But again, Xenophone a bit too smart for that. There's only 2 minutes left in the game. It is last man on the hill. So I think this is going to come down to a fight. Father Xmas almost getting Xenophone with the rocket.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely pull it off. He's probably wishing he had perhaps a different unit type. I don't think that's his favorite, especially the 2 versus 1. But he's giving it what he's got.
Yeah, and the engineer definitely has enough firepower to just kill a guy in a single shot. But yeah, I don't think.
Yeah. If I were him, I'd be focusing on killing the HD. Because I wouldn't want to be going 1 versus 1 with an engineer versus an HD personally. I'd rather go engineer versus engineer. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the engineer is really dangerous from medium distance. So the engineer might have a faster stab speed than the HD. So one
Yeah.
thing he could have done was just rush the HD and hope that he can dodge a couple of shots, take his chances, engineer versus engineer. But I mean, he was really in a tough spot, so you can't really expect that much out of him to begin with. So
Yeah.
yeah. But one thing to note is that Team Empy actually, had 19 damage versus Father Xmas's team 18 damage. So on the BC game, they actually won, even though Father Xmas prevailed overall. So that's going to do it. Team Father Xmas, Team France is going to prove superior to Team England. They win, if you combine the first and the second draft together, they win 8-5. We see Empy online right now. No doubt he just waking up. So hopefully he's had a good night and he's ready to do this again. Hopefully on this Sunday, where it will be my team, Team Overdose versus Team Xenophone. I am a last-minute replacement because unfortunately Spy has some scheduling conflicts. It was originally supposed to be him versus Xenophone, but I guess I'm gonna do my own team instead. So if anyone watching this video from now until what's Sunday, the 18th, I think, feel free to drop by and get some World War II games. Kryptos, do you have any last words that you want to say about these games and World War II in general?
Geez, Empty, stop shooting people that you can't hit. Um, I gotta fuck around with them a little bit. Overall, they were fun games. Kind of some of them I personally weren't really happy with. The first one, but it was just fun getting some games in. Like we haven't had some decent 4 versus 4, or you know, or I think we had. Do we? I don't know if we got up to 5 versus 5 or not, but um, just to have that many people playing at once, we haven't had that in a little while. So it was definitely fun. But overall, I think the teams are really pretty balanced. Like for a draft, I mean, Meerkat, no, he's kind of new, but he's I think he's an up and comer. Like he's he's got skills. Like he's got a mindset that separates himself. That's my opinion.
Yeah, dude, I
Um,
agree with that.
yeah. Looking forward to games on the 18th. Hopefully, we get some more players. Like Gorilla, hopefully shows up. I don't think he was, something came up and he wasn't able to make it this time. But we can get like Gorilla and who
Well,
else?
this
Leo.
this is the message to look at right here, and this could be the game changer. So we don't know if he's actually going to show up, but if he does make an appearance, that will absolutely be
Yeah,
a
sure.
titanic
Karma.
shift.
Oh, it'd be great, man. Karma, get your ass on here. For some reason, when I started playing again, he stopped playing. I don't know why. Just maybe it's a coincidence.
I don't know, man. I'm a financial analyst and I don't believe in coincidences. I think there's a reason for everything. Perhaps maybe we need to set up Team Kryptos versus Team Karma sometime in the future, but that will yet to be determined. Anyway, thanks so much for hopping on voice and covering these games with me. Hopefully, we'll do it another time soon. Any last words?
No, man. Thanks for inviting me to do this. First time I've ever kind of commented or whatever on games played. It's fun. So hopefully we do it again soon.
All right, nice to hear. Yeah, so thanks everybody for tuning in, and we will see you next time.